How crazy is this? We're at a music mecca center. So I say that in the sense that the Blue Plate Special has created something that was a new venture and something that's unique. And I happen to be at Tony and have to know all about it because you're part of it.
Well, we started this show here in downtown Knoxville back in 2004. And really, it is something that's inspired by the traditions of downtown Knoxville in the days of the 1940s and 50s when the live radio shows were up and down Gay Street here. WNOX had the legendary Midday Merry-Go-Round and the Tennessee Jamboree. And WROL, these were places where Bill Monroe and Flatten Scruggs and Roy Acuff and many people were from that would play here in Knoxville, the Louvin Brothers, all of it. This was called the cradle of country music in its day. And when over the past decade plus, we've just, as the development of downtown Knoxville, economically and culturally, we're so happy that WDVX and the Blue Plate Special could be an inspiration to the city.
So the year's 2018, but music kind of started north of here and kind of migrated down. So in a nutshell, tell us how that helped shape where you are today.
Well, this area is culturally rich with its music. The music is every bit of a natural resource, just like the mountains and the lakes and the rivers in East Tennessee. The music and the culture is every bit that kind of natural resource. It came through the people who came through the mountains and came down the valley. A lot of folks look at Bristol as the birthplace of country music, with a lot of the musicians who gathered there in 1927 out of Galax, Virginia, and the Carter family, of course, from over near Kingsport and Mesa Springs, and so many, Jimmy Rogers, who happened to be in Bristol at the time, all did the wonderful sessions in 1927, which some considered the Big Bang of country music. Knoxville, we had folks like Chet Atkins and Roy Acuff from this area who would go into Nashville and help shape the music of Nashville and that Nashville sound. So Knoxville definitely had its part in the development of country music and, of course, bluegrass music and old-time music, very much a native to this region too. So, and the blues and jazz. There are a lot of things happen in the jazz world here in Knoxville that a lot of folks don't know about. And the Knoxville sessions that were recorded at the St. James Hotel over at Market Square. Those are legendary sessions themselves. And they were just boxed up on Bear Family a couple of years ago and released as the Knoxville sessions.
Wow. So the history of music coming down this way, obviously lots of different venues that were around. How did you come up with what you have now? I heard that it started maybe in a camper.
Yeah, our station was probably the most organic radio station in the country. We started from $0 with a lot of interest. We were able to put together a wonderful group that had a lot of in-kind passion and desire to see this region develop its own community or regional radio station.
Right.
Years ago, when we first started this concept, it was before satellite radio. It was before internet, and you really couldn't hear anything on the radio dial that really harkened East Tennessee. Right. It could be anywhere USA. So we felt it was very important to have something that was unique to our area.
I see.
And the way we had to do it, well, we had a campground north of here, about 20 miles. They did pickin' jams in the campground. We obtained our license for the station, and we went to the campground owner and asked if he ever thought about having a radio station in his campground. He said no. And he asked me if we had a camper, and I said no. And he said, I think I have one down here. I don't know if it's big enough or not, but it was 16 feet, and we had 3 studios in 16 feet.
Wow.
It had 3 compartments, and we had a live performance studio way down the hall in Studio C. And a lot of folks played in that in the camper, in the studio. Yes.
And so, as music has developed and it's still growing and growing, how do people find out about your radio station? How do they find out that it's right here on the corner here in Knoxville?
Well, of course, having the beacon where we broadcast over the air is a wonderful thing. We had a lot of publicity over the years. We were very fortunate, like I said before, webcasting was webcasting,
right,
and before satellite radio, to get established. While we were in the camper, we had a writer from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution come do a story on us, Drew Jabera, and he loved to. He put us on the front page of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, had a picture of our camper, said radio station and RV on cutting edge. So a producer for ABC World News Tonight saw that story in the Journal-Constitution and called and asked if they could come and do a story on us. And I said yes. And this was right in the early days of webcasting.
Right.
And this was on the 6 o'clock news or 6:30 news with Peter Jennings back in around 2000, 2001. So we established worldwide presence very early on through publicity that was not generated by a publicist, but it was generated organically by what it was doing, what it was actually doing.
Right.
And this was before Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And then when Oh Brother, Where Art Thou came out, we had PBS NewsHour looking for a station out in the middle of nowhere, like the station of Oh Brother.
Right.
And so they found the camper. So they come and did the piece for the NewsHour out of the camper. And so many more that helped us establish during our early history WDVX. And then when it was time to, the camper wasn't built for everyday use. So when it was time to move, we looked at some possibilities, and downtown Knoxville was really, it was needing something. It had the buildings, it just needed life to come into it, and we were very fortunate that the opportunity was here that we could come and establish something like the Blue Plate Special here in downtown.
So tell us about the plates themselves.
Oh, these plates are from the early days of the Blue Plate. You'll find various folks on them who have played here, like Marty Stewart and his fabulous superlatives, like Chris Thiele and Nickel Creek over here. We have Dole Lawson from Dole Lawson and Quicksilver, Bela Fleck and the Flecktones. Gosh, I don't know who all. Hey, David Grissman, the great Mike Seeger, Rodney Crowell, Tommy Emmanuel.
So just a bunch. That's where it come from.
Right.
So if people want to come down here and actually see the performance, when would they come? And also tell us your physical address so they know
where to go. We're at 301 South Gay Street, right on the corner of Gay Street and Summit Hill Drive, to the entrance to downtown Knoxville. The Blue Plate Special is Monday through Saturday, 12 noon Eastern Time. It's free.
There you go. Make sure you check it out. And if you're ever in Knoxville, you have to come here and spend your noon hour right here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.